Hello and welcome, my friends. This is Jennifer from Mystic Star. I want to thank you guys so very much for spending some time with me today and watching this video. This is going to be my weekly group reading for the week of July 12th through to the 18th. As things continue to move on and evolve, tensions are still high and energies are still pretty turbulent. We've got lots of roller coaster stuff going on right now. Doesn't help that we still have, I believe, 4 or 5 planets in retrograde. I won't lie, I stopped counting. It got really overwhelming there. So we continue to have the planets in retrograde. We continue to have that social injustice. And of course, the catalyst to everything, the virus, is still in play and continues to rear its head. This week, I wanted to focus in on how we can overcome some of these challenges, how we can overcome these challenges and obstacles that we're going to face this week. Stay in that high vibration so that we can start to create and manifest what it is we want in our lives, what we need in our lives right now. The decks I chose for this week, I have the Shadowscape Tarot and the Enchanted Map Oracle. Like always, I have links below to both these fantastic decks, so should they speak to you, you can go check them out for yourselves. The selections I have for this week, I have my Serpentine group, my Tiger Eye group, and then the Fluorite group. I want you to choose whichever crystal resonates and speaks to you the most right now. Then go in the timestamp below and click on that correlating timestamp. It'll take you straight to your reading, and I will see you there. Hello and welcome, my Serpentine friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full Oracle and Tarot decks here, so you get the most comprehensive and meaningful reading for you. Without further ado, let's see what the cards have to say this week for you guys. What can my Serpentine friends expect from the week of July 12th through to the 18th? Stuck in the mud. I kind of feel like we've got that gooey heaviness all around us. And as much as we try and as hard as we work, we feel like we're not getting anywhere. We're feeling exhausted. We're feeling that burden. And with it, jumps solitude. We're feeling stuck. We're feeling isolated, and we're not sure how to alleviate some of these stressors. This week is going to offer us some opportunities to start to feel a little less stuck and a lot more connected. We need to set those intentions. We need to spend that time, give that energy to ourselves and to what's happening right in front of us. We can't be these passive observers to our lives. We need to set those intentions and put the ball in motion. And once we have things in motion, that's when we're going to feel less stuck and, very importantly, less alone. These two will add up and cause a lot of sadness, anxiety, and depression in our lives. We need to be very mindful of this and be proactive to get out of it. Let's look at this week a little bit more. What can my Serpentine friends expect from the beginning of the week? Justice, the 11th card in the Major Arcana. It's one of the balancing cards, and it talks about that need to take that sword of truth and knowledge and start to cut away what is holding us back, that stickiness. When we take that time, we set those intentions, and we start to reflect on what it is that is causing this stagnation, this stuckness. We have a better idea on how to overcome it. And it's so easy just to say, oh, well, it's everything. It's the virus, it's the social injustice, it's the retrogrades. Those are global things that are impacting us. Well, global and astral, actually. We need to sit down and look at what's causing this mud in our lives right now. And sometimes it's that avoidance that makes this mud so sticky and so hard to get through. When we start to explore and realign that balance, and like I said before, get that ball rolling so that you can get unstuck. You can start that momentum again and start to find and reconnect with that fulfillment, that joy. This reflection and rebalancing is going to be key. We need to know which way to shove the ball to get it rolling. And the beginning of the week is where we're going to find those aha moments. And what about the middle of the week? What can my Serpentine friends... Oh, sure, that one went under the table. I do ask they keep it on the table, but sometimes they get really excited. What can my Serpentine friends expect from the middle of the week? Alright. So the one that jumped and decided it really wanted to hit the floor, the Six of Wands. Sixes are a balancing number in tarot. They're about harmony. The Six of Wands is about victory. Bringing that balance in line and in tune with our passions will bring that victory that we're looking for, that connection, that unstuckness. And to be honest, these two pieces go hand in hand. That stuckness has caused this solitude, this reclusion that you've been on. It's time to bring in that victory, bring in that connection, which is going to bring in that momentum and movement that we're looking for. So with the Six of Wands, jump the Six of Cups. Second six, and we've got double sixes right on top of each other. Whereas the Six of Wands talks about victory, the Six of Cups talks about that reminiscing, the importance of going back. This isn't the reflection that we're looking for in the beginning of the week. Rather, it's the reflection of how have we done this before? This isn't our first time to visit this stuck, solitude, isolated situation. We've felt like this in the past. How were we able to overcome that? It's those skills, those abilities that we need to incorporate and intertwine with our passions. Those pieces that bring us joy, fulfillment, and most importantly, happiness. These are high vibrational energies that when we embrace them and incorporate them into our everyday, that's when we start to see our vibration rise. And that vibration is high. That is when we are looking at all those amazing opportunities opening, that abundance flowing, and of course, we can't forget that amazing manifestation. The higher our vibration, the easier it is for us to manifest what it is we need and what we want in our lives. Now, obviously, we do have double sixes. In angel messages, when you have that double six, the angels are encouraging you to balance your thoughts between your physical and your spiritual worlds. Again, that balance is going to be essential for you. We can't hyper-focus in on one aspect, because a lot of this stagnation comes from the physical world. It's not so much a stagnation in our spiritual world. It's the physical world kind of off-kiltering the spiritual. Many of us have been really focused in on what's been happening globally, what's been happening on this physical plane. Balancing things out, bringing in that passion base, and an easy way to do that is to set that intention, set that time, give yourself a half an hour, connect in to what brings you that joy, what connects into your creativity, what helps you feel fulfilled. Those pieces, those tasks that we do that bring us that joy and help us get out of our head, help us get unstuck through redirecting our energies to a higher vibrational skill set. So the middle of the week, we are looking at rebalancing, relooking at how we can bring in that high vibrational energy to help us manifest what it is we need. And some of this unstuckness and rebalancing is going to be connecting in with that astral support system, that spiritual support system, and of course, reaching out to individuals in our lives, individuals who've been there with us through the hard and through the amazing joy. We get connected in and we have that sense of passion when we connect into loved ones that are so meaningful for us. All right, let's go into the end of the week. What can my Serpentine friends expect from the end of the week? The Ace of Cups, that Holy Grail. That movement is going to be very apparent at the end of the week. When we get out of our head and grasp hold of this passion, we bring it into the present. We combined it with what we've done in the past, how we've got out of this rut and stuckness in the past, how we've used that support system on the physical plane and spiritual plane to get us kind of moving forward, getting out of this circle that we're swirling in. We're going to find that we have better connection in and a better understanding of what we were supposed to learn in this time frame and how we can bring meaning and fulfillment into what it is we're doing. This isn't going to be a one-day process. This is going to take some time. We need to have that fulfillment even as we pull ourselves up. We degunk ourselves, we reconnect ourselves, and reestablish a higher vibration within ourselves and in our everyday. So let's go on to the challenge. What is the challenge that my Serpentine friends will face for the week of July 12th through the 18th? Being stuck isn't the challenge. That's just the situation we're facing this week that we can take head on, if you will. The challenge brings about the Star, the 17th card in the Major Arcana, and it talks about your hopes and your dreams. we need to reevaluate where it is we want to head to. There has been a growing gap between where it is you thought you needed to be, where you originally had put those hopes and dreams, and where you're heading. This gap needs to be reevaluated. Just as we evolve and transform, so do our hopes and dreams. We want to align that hope and dream into a more congruent pathway to our soul's deeper purpose. That brings about a lot of this high vibrational connection, fulfillment, and of course, joy. The star also is a balancing card. The original card that Pamela Coleman Smith drew has a woman who's kneeling on the water. It's kind of a very awkward position, should you ever try it, with one knee on the land and her foot resting on top of the water. That balance is going to be essential. And we're not feeling it. We're not feeling that balance. We're feeling really disconnected. We've got a lot of balancing here. It's something that we need to be working on. I have a couple of meditations that come to mind that may help right now. I just did a meditation earlier last week with Archangel Jophiel. She helps to kind of declutter and degunk our mind, allowing time and space for our passions. Another one that comes right to my head is Archangel Sandalphon. I did a meditation a number of weeks ago with him where we looked at and worked on that balance and harmony within our lives. Both of those are easy, very small time commitments that you can incorporate into your everyday. They're about a 30-minute meditation. It's guided, so there isn't that expectation of sitting quiet with our mind for 30 minutes, because that can be really kind of uncomfortable and daunting to many people. But using skills and abilities that you have, especially right at hand, especially those pieces that are right at hand, will help to declutter and rebalance what's going on for you right now and give you a better understanding of where you want to go. Helping with that realignment, because with this balance we're looking at and looking for brings with it some clarity. The Eight of Wands. This is a movement card. Eights are about that manifestation, that movement. The Eight of Wands, the original card that Pamela drew, she has 8 wands descending from the heavens and streaking towards the earth. That movement is very necessary because this is what we're missing. We're missing that movement. We have stagnation. And your ego is going to rear up and cause added confusion and uncertainty into this week because we don't really know where we want to go. And we really don't know how to get unstuck. It's very scary and it brings up a lot of hurt. Those feelings that we've got buried deep within ourselves about who we are and our limitations come up really easily when we're stagnant and we're feeling disconnected. We're feeling that isolation. Moving past that ego, moving past that uncertainty through bringing in balance, setting that time, and intentionally giving yourself that time and energy to work on this balance, work on those passions, connect into those very supportive and positive people within our lives, will help with that movement. Can easily help calm your ego. Sometimes that inner chat does need to tell your ego to calm and shush. Let's look at some blessings. What blessing can my Serpentine friends embrace for the beginning of the week? I think it speaks 1,000 words. Heal the ouch. This week is about that self-care, that love, and that spiritual and energetic healing. This disconnect, this stagnation, has brought on not only new energetic ouches and pains, has started to flare up some past pains. Those connections in, whether they be from this lifetime or past ones. Those ouches and pains are, well, proverbially real. We feel that pain. Giving yourself that time, especially in the beginning of the week, through reflection, through some meditation, and rebalancing, you're going to start to see those ouches not hurting as bad. What about the middle of the week? What blessing can my Serpentine friends embrace for the middle of the week? Talisman. A talisman is an object that holds great meaning and connection to those higher vibrational entities, the universe, to God, to the God, Goddess, whoever is really important in that higher vibrational support system. Like I said, this separation, this disconnect, has been weighing heavy on us. It's been adding to this stagnation. It's time to start to reconnect in to those higher vibrational beings and sources that have been supporting us. We just feel a little disconnected. Connecting back into those old practices. Got that 6 of Cups there. Whether it be that meditation, an altar, prayer. There are many pieces and aspects that we can reconnect into, giving us that opportunity for added guidance and wisdom on how we can get going, get unstuck, and find that fulfillment that we're looking for. Find that movement that we're craving right now. That alleviation of some of that pain. What about the end of the week? What blessing can my Serpentine friends embrace at the end of the week? Spark speaks to that Ace of Cups, connecting in with the 6 of Wands. Connecting in those passions and allowing them to invigorate and inspire you. The more time we give to those high vibrational activities that bring us joy, fulfillment, and most importantly, fun, the more we're going to be able to embrace the Ace of Cups, that Holy Grail, and get that ball rolling. We're going to end off on any final wisdom and insight that we can share with my Serpentine friends for the week of July 12th through the 18th. The Empress, the 3rd card in the Major Arcana. She talks about that fertility and abundance. There are many opportunities that are right in front of you. We're not taking that time. We're not putting our intentions out there and being active participants in our lives. We need to start to take that time and explore those messages, that guidance, and some of these opportunities that are just, well, hiding in plain sight. There are many energies at play this week that are going to support you in connecting in and finding that abundance. And many of us are really struggling to find that abundance because we're so stuck in our head. We're stuck in those oh my gods, those worries, those fears. And many of those worries and fears are very valid. However, they're slowing us down. We're missing amazing opportunities to allow that abundance in our lives, to allow those amazing opportunities to bring about that abundance that we so need. The Nine of Swords. I've said the words anxiety and depression already. When we're looking at isolation and stagnation, it goes hand in hand with the Nine of Swords, which is known as the anxiety and depression card. We need to be mindful of that energy because this really is a whirlwind where you get stuck swirling again in a different energy. Whereas this is stagnation and uncertainty, this becomes fear and sadness. And it's not uncommon to see getting stuck in the mud where you're uncertain on how to go forward, how things are going to unwind and transpire, and you're unsure of your role in it. You start to swirl in that worry, that fear, those what ifs, and it triggers that sadness and all those lower vibrational heartaches and feelings that we have about ourselves. We're our worst critics, and it can easily come out. Being mindful of that, looking at that balance, looking at those passions, and reaching out to our support system as we need. Some of us may be really stuck in this anxiety and depression. We may need some added support from the professionals within our community to help get us unstuck and get us going again. The Two of Swords. Twos are about duality and choice. That sword, truth and knowledge. We need to take that time, receive those messages, rebalance ourselves so that we can make the decisions that are in our greatest and highest good. The Two of Swords, the original card, Pam has this woman who's sitting on a stone bench. She has two swords crossed in front of her, but her eyes and third eye are covered. She's not taking that time to see what's right in front of her. Like I said before, it's that active participation in our lives that's going to make the biggest difference, giving us the most clarity and understanding. I want to thank you guys so very much for spending some time with me today and watching this video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and you were able to gain some insight and direction into what the week holds for you. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. There is so much more amazing coming your way, my friends. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on any of this amazing insight and healing is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell so you don't miss a video. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of the tiers, the perks are private readings and healings with myself. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my Serpentine friends. Hello and welcome, my Tiger Eye friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full tarot and oracle decks here, so you get the most comprehensive and meaningful reading for you. Without further ado, let's see what this week holds for you guys. What can my Tiger Eye friends expect from the week of July 12th through to the 18th? Compass. It's not one I've used a lot. Now, as we all know, a compass helps to give us direction, helps to give us guidance on our pathway, on our journey. With GPS, we've been losing that grip on using some of these older instruments to help guide us. This week is going to give us an understanding. This week is going to give us the opportunity to go back and use some of those try and true skills and abilities to help realign and give us a better understanding of where we want to go. Realigning ourselves with our soul's deeper journey, our purpose. When we have that realignment and redirection into what is going to be more meaningful, and that meaningfulness comes from being on that right direction, reconnecting in to what our soul wanted to do in this lifetime. Goblins. Many of us are taught to fear what's in the dark, what's unknown, what is quote unquote scary. Well, goblins are considered to be scary in our societies. It's that fear that has been holding us back to realignment that we're going to be exploring this week. We need to put those fears in check, embrace that loving energy, that high vibrational energy, so that we can sit with the unknown, the unexpected, and still be able to realign and find our way to what brings us that fulfillment and that abundance. It's one thing to have fulfillment and meaning in our lives. It's another situation to being able to complete it, to do it, because we don't have that abundance and the means necessary to live in the physical world. That balance is going to be essential. Now, the compass is the 50th card in the oracle deck. The goblins, the 5th. In angel messages, when you have that multiple 5, the angels are telling you that a positive change is coming your way, that you need to be excited and enthusiastic about what's in front of you. This journey is going to be amazing. So let's look at this week a bit more. What can my Tiger Eye friends expect from the beginning part of the week? The Page of Swords. Pages are that childlike, innocent energy. The sword, truth and knowledge. The beginning of the week, we're looking at some aha moments, because we're going to spend some time reflecting on and exploring what's happening for you in the here and now. We're not going to forward project. We need to look at where our path is. Similar to that, if you were hiking down a path, if you were to stop steadfast in your spot and look around, taking that time setting those intentions to explore what's happening here and now on this path. What does it look like? What is the scenery? What is happening? That exploration is going to bring about some aha moments. It's going to kind of show you the masks that your fear is wearing. Show you those paths that are less known or less obvious. By shedding that knowledge, shedding that light of curiosity and exploration that only the page can do. So the beginning part of the week, we are looking at some reflection time. We are looking at embracing where we are so that we can start to allow that exploration to happen. We need to focus in on here and now rather than what's happened in the past, what's happening globally or astrologically, and also we can't get caught up in the future. This isn't about forward planning, this is about here and now. What about the middle of the week? What can my Tiger Eye friends expect from the middle of the week? Oh, that one at least stayed on the table. I ask if they're going to huck around my cards to keep them on the table because there's a lot of wires and technology around. Sometimes it can be a real pain to get. The Hermit, the 9th card in the Major Arcana. That inner exploration. We're looking at the beginning of the week, exploring that journey right now. Where you are on your path, both in the physical plane and in the spiritual plane. The Hermit talks about that individual inner exploration. We need to bring these two to a head because that head is where that compass needle is going to direct you. These two explorations will help you with a better understanding and, most importantly, a map way to finding that abundance and that fulfillment that's going to kind of take us out of our funk a little bit. Get us out of that fear-based energy into a higher vibrational energy of love, joy, and play. Now with the Hermit, the Knight of Wands. Knights are that no fear adolescent energy. That wand, that passion base. We just talked about that connection to the higher vibrational energies. And a big part of that is our passion, our creativity, that inner fire, that need to allow that passion out in high vibrational ways that are going to support our greater good. Helps us with that alignment, with that fulfillment, and our soul's greater purpose. The Knight of Wands encourages you to tap into that passion center, to that creativity. Incorporate it in and allow it to ignite this direction for you. Light that path, if you will. The Knight also adds his courage and his determination. And we're going to need that courage because we do have that fear in play. That fear has been holding us back, and it's going to be our courage and our determination that's going to be needed to overcome that. To bring in that love, joy, that play, and passion. What about the end of the week? What does the end of the week bring, my Tiger Eye friends? Strength. The 8th card in the Major Arcana. That inner abilities, skills that we hold, how we make it our own. We use those skills, talents, and abilities in ways that no one else can. We connect it in to that guidance and energy of the universe and high vibrational beings to create amazing masterpieces and outcomes that are our own. Talks about being an active participant in our lives. This fear has held us back. This fear has caused stagnation. And it's up to us to use our skills and abilities to light that darkness and then heal it so you no longer have that sense of fear in this area, in these aspects. When we start to heal, love, and accept that fear for what it is, we are going to light that path. It goes back to that passion center, and of course, that courage and determination to overcome that obstacle. We can't let fear slow us down. We need to find unique and creative ways to overcome it. So let's look at the challenge of the week. What challenge will my Tiger Eye friends face for the week of July 12th through the 18th? The Six of Pentacles. Now, sixes are a balance and harmony card. That pentacle about growth and abundance. We're going to feel a little bit off kilter because we are attacking that fear base. We're taking it head on because we want clearer direction. Like I said earlier, that double 5, we've got a positive shift coming our way. This change is for our greater good. Unfortunately, our ego, well, it fears and hates change. This growth that we're going to be able to achieve with this week is going to be amazing for us. It may not feel like leaps and bounds. It may just feel like we're uncovering that direction. But your ego is going to hate it. This reflection and direction will bring about amazing shifts and changes within you and within your life. It's going to bring about growth and abundance. This means you're stepping outside the box that your ego has laid out for you. So it's going to start to cause and aggravate more fear. The fear of instability, the fear of not having that economic abundance that we need. That balance is going to be key. This is not about making major shifts and changes in our lives. We're looking at a lot of reflection here and a lot of inner ignition, if you will. This isn't about getting going and moving. So we're not looking at making drastic changes. So we're not going to see any impact or negative impact on that financial piece. So we're looking at ensuring that we reconfirm and reaffirm that this is not a major shift. You can talk your ego out of some of these fears and talk yourself out of some of these fears by laying it out on the line. We're looking at reflection and inner skill building or igniting those passions. We're not looking at a major change for you this week. Reaffirming that with yourself, most importantly, rebalancing those energies, putting that fear in check, putting your ego in check. The Seven of Wands. Sevens are a bit of a conflict number. However, they're usually victorious. The Seven of Wands talks about that inner battle. That inner battle. Your passions are going to be taking on your ego. That inner fire is going to be taking your ego on. And your ego is going to retaliate in any way that it can. That inner battle will be some of that redirection that your ego so desperately wants. If you keep having that inner fight, you're not going to take that time for reflection and connecting into that passion and those amazing abilities. We need to be mindful of where our thought direction and our thought patterns go, and using this week to its advantage, rather than being redirected or misdirected from your ego. Like I said, your ego is going to use any way it can to stop this growth and to stop this reflection. Let's go on to some blessings here. What blessing can my tiger eye friends embrace for the beginning of the week? Solitude. Not surprising. Gonna have to take some time for yourself. This reflection is something that you need to do individually. The best gift you can give yourself right now is taking that time, setting those intentions, and reflecting on your current situation, reflecting in on that inner aspect of self. This reflection is very much the backbone of what this week is going to bring you, and how clear this compass becomes, how clear this direction and path will become for you. What about the middle of the week? What blessing can my tiger eye friends embrace for the middle of the week? Magic prayer. Like I said at the very beginning of this reading, it's reconnecting in to some of those skills, abilities, and tools that we've used in the past. Prayer is one of them. And no, I don't mean you have to go to a church and get on your knees and pray for forgiveness or ask for forgiveness and repentance. This is about that connection in. Going back, using those skills, those tools that you used once upon a time that you haven't quite given the energy or attention to, that have helped you along the way. They're going to be important for you. That high vibrational guidance will help you better understand this direction, help you see those hidden paths that you haven't been paying attention to. And then the end of the week. What blessing can my tiger eye friends embrace for the end of the week? Heal the ouch. That healing is part of why we're here. We have a lot of energetic wounds that we need to heal. And some of these wounds, these energetic wounds, are showing and displaying in the physical realm, in our physical body. The end of the week, we're going to have that connection in and understanding on how we can start to heal some of our ouchies. Heal some of that fear. Because that fear is based in something. It's based in something that you've had to face or overcome in the past. Things that you have been taught in the past. We're going to have that opportunity to use our skills, our abilities, to start to heal ourselves and some of these pains that we've been having. Now, we do have multiple 3s here, 13, 32, 38. In angel messages, when you have that multiple 3, something close to your heart needs to be expressed. It goes back to that passion and that creativity. Getting us out of our head, taking those blinders off, and enjoying our time. That enjoyment is high vibration. That high vibrational connection will help with that guidance, that understanding, and then starting to work on some of those pieces and aspects that are really going to help us out. We're going to end off on any further wisdom and guidance that we can offer my Tiger Eye friends for the week of July 12th through to the 18th. The Queen of Cups. She's the second most intuitive card in the deck, next to the High Priestess. That intuition and most importantly, intuitive creativity are going to be essential pieces for you this week. Like I said, that connection in and guidance to the high vibrational beings is going to be essential in clarifying where it is we need to go. Right now our vibration's too low. We're too stuck in this fear to be able to receive that guidance. Second part, the Queen of Cups is connected into her intuitional creativity. When you have that passion-based creativity and your intuitional-based creativity, you're looking at the yin and yang of creativity. Both pieces are needed to have the result that brings that fulfillment, that joy, and most importantly, that abundance. And of course, that abundance is going to bring in more fulfillment and continue to raise your vibration. Now, the Queens are the 13th card in the Minor Arcana. Solitude is the 13th card in the Oracle deck. When you have multiple 13s, the angels are telling you to calm your mind and receive the intuitive messages and ideas that are being shared with you. Again, reinforcing that importance of the connection in with those high vibrational beings. The Magician. The first card in the Major Arcana talks about using your skills and your abilities, incorporating them in with those pieces that are found in your everyday to make magic happen and those outcomes really pop. The Magician again talks about that importance of connecting in with that infinite energy of the universe. It's hard to see because it's such a light card, but he's got an infinity symbol. That infinite power and energy of the universe not only helps with the guidance that we're looking for, but when you draw down that universal energy, it invigorates you and will start to heal you. Reiki in itself is a practice of drawing down that universal energy to help heal you or individuals that are around you. So using those skills and abilities to our advantage by incorporating those pieces, found in your everyday. An example of that would be that meditation. An example of something that you can use in your everyday would be the meditations that I've done with the archangels. I use that Reiki energy, so that universal energy, and I send it out It's incorporated into that archangel energy that I call in, and you can use this whenever you need. I have a playlist available. You can go in and set those intentions, give yourself a half an hour, start to work on some of this healing, some of this connection in your own time frame. In the middle of the week, working with Archangel Gabriel on communication would be a benefit for you. Working with Archangel Gabriel near the end of the week, or Archangel Shamuel, to work on that healing would be fantastic. Using those pieces that are in your everyday will really help out in your process and in connecting into this direction. I will leave a link below to my playlist so you can go in and revisit or participate for the first time in some of these meditations. The Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is the rest and rejuvenation card. Like I said earlier, this week is not about action. We're not looking at making a lot of movement. We're looking at a better understanding. We will eventually get that movement to the direction we need to go. This week is about carrying and healing you. Setting that intention and loving you. When we have that strong basis and foundation to move off of, we have a better ability to grow, to bring in the abundance that we need in a stable and strong manner. And that's exactly what the Four of Swords is encouraging us to do. Give ourselves that time, give ourselves that energy, love ourselves this week, help strengthen that foundation so that we can start to move forward. I want to thank you guys so very much for spending some time with me today and watching this video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and you're able to gain some insight and direction into what the week holds for you. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. There is so much more amazing coming your way, my friends. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on any of this amazing healing and insight is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell so you don't miss a video. Also, if you like this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of the tiers, the perks are private readings and healings with myself. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out. Until tomorrow, my Tiger Eye friends. Hello and welcome, my Fluorite friends. This reading is especially for you. Now, like always, I have the full decks of both the Oracle and the Tarot cards, so you get the most comprehensive and meaningful reading for you. Without further ado, let's see what this week holds for you guys. What can my Fluorite friends expect from the week of July 12th through to the 18th? Magic Stream. Such a beautiful card. It connects in and reminds us that everything is linked together through that universal energy, through our collective consciousness, and of course, that energetic cord that we have to the universe. We're going to be using this connection to our advantage. We're going to be working on some of those intuitive skills and our connection to the universal source. Making a choice. We have a lot of choices. We've been gifted the right of free will. That free will is a blessing and sometimes a bit of a curse. Sometimes we don't make the highest vibrational choice. Sometimes, just sometimes, we get stuck in some of those lower vibrational pieces. We get stuck in our human, and we're not making those choices for a greater good. Now, it's not really a wrong choice. Rather, it's a choice that's going to give us the most learning opportunities. We will eventually get back to where it is we're supposed to be. So we do have some choices to make. Will you make it the high vibrational, quote unquote, easier path? Or will you take the path that is going to give you a lot of opportunities for growth and for finding out that answer in your own way? So let's look at this week a little bit more. What can my Fluorite friends expect from the beginning of the week? Not surprisingly, the Knight of Wands. Knights are that adolescent, no fear energy. That wand is connected into your courage, your determination, and that inner fire. He's the one knight that has so much courage and inner willpower, it just exudes from him. We're going to need that courage. We're going to need that willpower to not only tackle our ego, because we are looking at making some choices. We're looking at connecting in with that intuitive power of ours. And our ego, it's going to hate it. We're going to need that courage. We're going to need that passion. We're going to need that determination. What about the middle of the week? What can my Fluorite friends expect from the middle of the week? The Star, the 17th card in the Major Arcana. It's our Hopes and Dreams card. Whereas the beginning part of the week, we're going to be looking at strengthening that courage, that willpower, connecting in more with our passions and igniting that flame so it burns bright within us. The middle of the week, we're looking at a realignment. This connection into that passion, that ignition of flame and light within ourselves, not only will strengthen some of those intuitive skills, it's going to help give some aha and clarity to where it is we want to go. Helping us with some choices because it's going to feel right. Granted, many times when we're looking at those aha moments, we're not sure if it's that high vibrational choice or the choice that's going to give us those opportunities to learn more. Both of them have that light. They're both quote unquote correct. It's which one is going to be more meaningful. We're here to learn. And if we always take the easy path, and as humans, especially as we're starting on our journey, that easy path is not always as evident. We need that lesson path more. We need to understand and we need to learn. The middle of the week is going to bring us that clarity on how we want to go forward, where that meaning and fulfillment will lie, helping us to make some decisions and choices on how we want to go forward. Additionally, the middle of the week is going to be encouraging us to tap into and utilize your intuitive creativity. It's hard to tell because this card is very purple and blue, but she's standing on water. Anytime you see water in tarot or oracle, you're looking at that intuitive or intuitional connection. The intuitive creativity that we're going to need to help further this passion-based creativity, to give it more stability, to give it more fulfillment and meaning, will go a long way in creating that abundance that we're looking for within our lives. It's one thing to connect into our creativity. If we don't have that intuitional support, it kind of just is there. We don't know what to do with it. If we're missing that passion base, we're missing out on that fulfillment connection. You need both aspects. It's the yin and yang of creativity. The middle of the week, we're going to bring in some more intuitive creativity, balancing things out. That balance is going to really take things forward and allow things to grow and to bring about that prosperity that we want and so desire, and in many cases need. What about the end of the week? What can my Fluorite friends expect from the end of the week? The Ace of Pentacles. We were just talking about abundance that we need, want, and desire. The end of the week, we're going to start to plant those seeds. Many pieces or creative endeavors need time. It's not a conveyor belt factory manufacturing aspect. Things take time. We're going to start to plant those seeds. We're going to start to see that growth take hold and flourish. No matter how long this creativity, this connection takes, we're going to have that seed growing, taking root, and starting to produce some abundance. You have to remember, there's more than just financial abundance within our lives. That abundance of fulfillment, connection, meaning, joy, it all matters. We're going to see at the end of the week a little bit of a shift. That vibration is going to shift higher because we're starting to see that growth take hold. So let's look at the challenge. What challenge will my Fluorite friends face for the week of July 12th through to the 18th? The Queen of Pentacles. Queens are that nurturing energy, especially in the Queen of Pentacles. You're looking at that mothering energy, that Mother Earth energy. We're going to want to kind of recluse ourselves, wrap ourselves up, and make ourselves feel really supported. This is about a time of exploration and inner fire. Wrapping ourselves up and cocooning ourselves isn't going to help us. We need to stretch out. We need to allow ourselves to express and be who we are. Said earlier in this video that you're going to have your ego flare up. And this is one of the ways it's going to try and literally contain you in your box, is that need to feel embraced. Cocooning yourself, similar to how this queen is cocooned in this tree. That's what we're going to be looking at, is that desire to wrap ourselves up, when really it's the opposite that will help these energies infuse into our everyday, into what it is we want and what we need. The Five of Pentacles. Fives are always a challenge number in tarot. The Five of Pentacles talks about isolation and a disconnect. Many of us are feeling that. Some of us have been able to connect in with that physical support team a little bit more, since many of us are looking at a reduction or lessening of social restrictions. However, there are many of us who still haven't been able to do that. Rather than a lessening, we're looking at a tightening up of that isolation. Finding creative and unique ways to connect in with our physical support team will help us feel more connected in. Additionally, and a big part of this is that connection to that higher vibrational support team. Many of us literally, cocooned ourselves when the virus hit. We had to. That cocooning has built up a shield or a barrier between you and those higher vibrational support systems. I said at the beginning of this reading, we're going to be working on our intuitive skills. We need that intuitive work. We need to set that intention and start to work on those skills to help lessen this disconnect. Now we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles as challenges, as obstacles. They're both a pentacle, which is that earth grounding energy. Now many of us feel unstable and unsure right now. There's a lot going on. Setting those intentions, taking that time, and ensuring we are grounded, especially as we're working in some of this intuitive skills and some clarification on decisions we need. That grounding, stability, helps us be able to reach out higher so that we are able to gain that guidance, to gain that direction that we're looking for. Taking that time, working on that grounding will go a long way in some of this intuitive, passion-based work we're looking at. Now, I think it was last month or the month before. I won't lie, the weeks are kind of flooding together here. I did a meditation with Archangel Gabriel regarding communication and connection. I'll put a link below to my Archangel playlist. I have a number of Archangel meditations that I've done over the last, I don't know how many months now, so that you can start to set those intentions, work on that connection. And I also have at the end of each video a grounding visualization that will support you in that grounding. Let's go on to some blessings here. What blessing can my fluorite friends embrace at the beginning of the week? Strength, the 44th card. Again, we're looking at that balancing and grounding. She's very grounded in what she's doing because she's on one foot and she's got her legs and arms in every direction. So that grounding and balancing is going to be key. We're using some inner strength, some insight, and forward planning to make sure that we are grounded, that we are centered, and we feel more able to connect in. Another nice, easy way to work on some of this grounding is to forward plan and ensure that you have the crystals with you, close to your body, close to that skin, so that you do have that grounding support to help you connect into this week and what it offers you. What about the middle of the week? What blessing can my fluorite friends embrace for the middle of the week? talisman. Now, a talisman is an object that helps us connect in, helps us feel more connected to that universal connection. Now, many of us don't acknowledge talismans in our lives, yet they're everywhere. They're, again, hidden in plain sight. A common one that many people acknowledge would be rosary beads. Rosary beads are a talisman. They help connect us in. Tarot cards can be seen as a talisman, as well as oracle cards, as well as runes. The rune stones, she's actually standing on one. There's symbols and objects that help us connect in. They help us guide us down our path and our journey. Using those objects and tools that are right at hand and are so ready to be used to support us will be essential in helping gain direction into where it is we want to go. Now we have the 44th card and the 49th card. In angel messages, when you have that multiple 4, the angels are encouraging you to be mindful and focus in on your groundedness, and also spend some time working on that foundation, that support system that you're going to need to allow things to grow and flourish. What about the end of the week? What blessing can my fluorite friends embrace for the end of the week? Stuck in the mud. Between our ego and the fear of the unknown, the fear of failure, we could easily get stuck. We can't allow ourselves to get stuck in that fear base, in that cocooning, in that isolation. Because when we start to focus in on that, we lower our vibration and we lose this connection and this insight. The end of the week, we need to be mindful of our thoughts and our feelings, especially if they start to swirl and cause stagnation or cause our vibration to start to lower. Gets us out of this passion and intuitive creativity and into that blinders on repetitive thinking. We can't get stuck in the fear, in the heartache. We need to stay high vibrational so that the pathway is clear. So we're going to end off on any further insight and wisdom that we can share with my fluorite friends for the week of July 12th through the 18th. And interestingly enough, we have the 24th card. So you have 4s in all your blessing cards. You've got the 4s, that foundation, that structure is going to be very needed right now. The Hanged Man, the 12th card in the Major Arcana. He's a let it go card. That need to take those blinders off, trust in the universe, and let go of the fear. Let go of the sadness. Embrace the love and the light of the universe. That high vibrational energy that is going to give us the stepping stones to the abundance and the fulfillment that we need. Additionally, when you have a higher vibrational energy signature, you're looking at those manifestation skills being heightened, so you're able to manifest what it is you need and want in your life and for yourself. Now we do have double 12s. The Hangman is the 12th card in the Major Arcana. The Knight is the 12th card in the Minor Arcana. When you have double 12s, the angels are telling you that this is a time of spiritual growth and awakening, which is very true. We've got some very clear decisions that we need to make. The Eight of Wands. Eights are about manifestation and movement. That wand, again, we're back to that passion center. Those passions, that creativity is where you're going to see that movement. I'm very big on making sure that movement, progress, evolution is done in a timely manner so we feel stable. We have the foundation that we're looking for, so that should times get challenging, we're not going to fall back into old patterns or easy coping mechanisms. We have that foundation, we have that support to keep us moving. When we're looking at that passion-based movement, we're looking at incorporating it into our everyday. We don't drop everything and just go into our passions. We incorporate it slowly into our day. That slow progression stops stagnation and reduces our fears. And finally, the World, the 21st card in the Major Arcana. It's the endings and beginning card. This evolution, these aha moments of this week, end off a chapter for you in your journey and open a new one. We just need to know where this new chapter will go. And it may be some time before we figure out which door we opened up. But the World is very clear. We need to celebrate all that we've achieved so far, and then start to get excited for this new journey, for what is to come. Because no matter which door we choose, no matter how we go forward, we are going to have opportunities of growth, abundance, and fulfillment. I want to thank you guys so very much for spending time with me today and watching my video. I hope that you found this video fun and helpful, and you're able to gain some insight and direction into what the week holds for you. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. There is so much more amazing coming your way, my friends. The best way to stay connected so you don't miss out on any of this insight and healing is to subscribe to my channel and hit that little red bell so you don't miss a video. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. In some of the tiers, the perks are private readings and healings with myself. I provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out. Until tomorrow, my Fluorite friends,